Hey everyone, welcome to another $1,000 strap search. I've got my $1,000 in singles here and I'm about to show you what I found. But before I do, let's talk about this week's tip. Now, in the comments sections, I've been getting a couple questions about, hey, is this a cool thing to collect? Is that a cool thing to collect? So-and-so says this is in the 98th percentile or 95th percentile. This is the bottom line with all that stuff. Collect anything you think is cool. No one should be telling you what you should or shouldn't collect. It's up to you what you like. Now, I can't tell you what to like, but I can give you an idea on things that are worth money. There's a lot of stuff on, mycurrencycollection.com. When you start looking up random notes, you can literally take any note in your pocket and put it on there, and it'll give you some type of percentage. And some of the really rare notes on there, they'll say they're 98% or 99% rare. Even at 99%, this is 100 notes. So for it to be in the 99th percentile, that means one of these notes is going to be that, which means there'll be one in here and one in here and 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 here. See how that's not rare? Even though it says 99%? Yeah. If a note was 1 in 1,000, that would be 99.9%. That would be closer to the rare scale than the 99%. So, yeah, don't just save stuff because some random website says that note is cool. Save stuff that you don't need a website to determine whether or not it's cool. That way you'll be much happier with your collection as far as if you ever try to sell any pieces of it if you start to get duplicates. So that's my advice on that right there. All right, guys, let's slide these out of the way and let's take a look at what I found, because I found a lot. Starting with Where's George? I do recognize that logo. I will log it as soon as I finish up with this. Did find another Where's George, another one that's also familiar to me, a different person, of course, but someone that I recognize because of the type of stamp and the placement of the stamp. Check this out. Another Where's George. This one, handwritten. Yeah, that's good enough. I'm not saying write on bills, but if somebody does write on a bill, you can still go to Where's George, log this number as it's circled there with this particular date, and see where it's been. So yeah, 3 Where's Georges and a 4th. 4 Where's George notes. So a real good pull for me as far as Where's George this week. I'm lucky if I find 1 each week. To find 4, I'll probably go on a run now without finding any. So that is the 4 Where's George notes I found. Now, I did find some birthday notes. This one is 16/12/1964, so that would be the 16th of December 1964. This would be November 6th, 1986. And then we've got 2001, April 14th, 2001 on this note. Then we get to our trinaries, and this isn't just a trinary. This is 0s, 6s, and 9s on there, but this is also a flipper, a rotator. It is 6090999, or it is 666060099. You can read it upside down or right side up. The number isn't the same each way, but at least it does qualify all 0s, 6s, and 9s on that one. So I was kind of excited to see that. Got some more trinaries. This one's 3s, 7s, and 9s. So close to everything. 37397. So it's not a repeater and it's not an alternator. It's not a radar. It's not, yeah, it would need to have the 37, and then this 7-3 would have had to have been flipped. And even then, that gives you 97 here, and this would be 39 there. So yeah, it looks really close to being something special. Nope, just a trinary. Close, no dinero on that one. I save my trinaries because I'm always trying to find notes that have the same serial numbers. So I know this note isn't worth anything, back to what I was saying before. But like I said, if I save all my trinaries, that gives me a much smaller range of numbers to find in order to find matching pairs. Also, I don't think I could afford to actually save every note I've ever seen. I actually have to spend money on occasion. So, yeah, I just save trinaries and quads. This is another trinary, 6s, 8s, and 9s. 2s, 3s, and 4s on this one. 3s, 4s, and 9s, one away from a binary. 0s, 3s, and 6s. 1s, 4s, and 8s. And we get quads. Quad zeros on this note. Quad zeros again. Quad ones. So lots of finds this week. Quad twos. Another quad twos. Quad threes. Almost makes me feel like this was a collection dump. Quad sevens. Another quad sevens with the fifth. So that's pretty cool. Quad nines. With a fifth as well. Another quad nines. And this one has 5 of a kind. 5 6s in a row like that. That's pretty cool. Followed up with 5 9s in a row. So yeah, like I said, real good pull for me this week. Then I've got my stars. Did find 2013 star note, B star note from New York. I actually found a few of those. There's that one. There's that one. I will be checking these against the list because those are potentially duplicated serial numbers. If you can find 2 of those numbers that are the same, then you're sitting pretty good as far as what you can sell notes for. I think the first pair sold for like 120,000 or something. 2017 star note, 2013 star, a couple zeros, so that could be rare. Based on the damage, it'll probably be ultra rare, so it won't be worth anything because it's all damaged. Another star note here from 2013. Another 2013 pretty rough. Another 2013 decent. And then we get to the older notes. This one's 1999, really bright. This one's in really good shape. 1999 A is Boston. I don't see a lot of Boston notes, so I'll have to check this one to see if it upgrades in my book. 1995 Kansas City J note. This one's got a little bit of writing on it, also from 1995. Once again, on 88A, 93, and 95, you're checking just to make sure it's not a web note. You'll see just a number right here. This one has FW, E, and then the number, so it's got all that other stuff. You just want to see, usually it's a single digit right there. So instead of all that stuff, it'll just have the 1, or the 8, or the 6. And then also on this side, you will not have this locator, E3. That will not be there. That'll be blank on a web note. 1995, also not a web note. 1995, again. 1988A, not a web note. And I found a 1977A from Dallas. Pretty good shape on this one. And a 1977 from Chicago. This one's a little rougher, but still, a note from the 70s to find 2 at a time, that's pretty good. And the oldest note I found was a 1963A. I don't have a whole lot of 63As, so I was real excited to find that one. And then you'll notice I have not 1, but 2 notes that I found that were worthy enough to be put in sleeves. Check this one out. 1252 2521. A radar. Reads the same forward and back. 1s on the outside, then 2s, then 5s, then 2s. So yeah, that one is pretty cool. And the one right behind it, another radar as well. 82499428. So you've got 8 on the outside, then 2s, then 4s, then 9s. And this one is actually in really nice shape too. So yeah, I get lucky to find 1 radar. This time I stepped up my game and actually pulled 2. So yeah, with all the finds in here, it's probably going to be a while before I find anything else cool. Anyway, that was what I pulled this week. Let's take a look at what I pulled out from my box. Put those there. Now, this note isn't in the greatest condition. However, it is one I didn't have. And I just wanted to get one because, well, you can't upgrade until you have something. What this is a 1929 San Francisco national currency. This is a national banknote featuring the Bank of America National Trust and Savings Association from San Francisco, California. Now, I don't even know where to start with this note, so I will stumble through it as slowly as I can. First and foremost, it's a graded note. It's graded 15. Cool. I wanted to have a graded note. I know it's not in the greatest of shape, but because it was graded, I didn't have to pay that much for it because of the condition and the low grade that it had. Now, being a national banknote, what this is is the Federal Reserve had to send somebody out, or the Treasury sent someone out to this bank to make sure that they were actually, that they had the money to cover all the stuff. And they were then able to put money on deposit, and they could have money printed with their bank name on it for up to 90% of the amount that they had put on deposit. Once that is all settled, the bank would be issued a charter number. This here is the charter number, 13044. You can see it's got it here and it's got it here. And anywhere you look up, that is going to coincide with Bank of America National Trust and Savings Association. Okay, now, the reason I wanted this particular note is because this, as you can see right here, is called a Type 2 national banknote. Now, normally small-size banknotes, you're going to find those are Type 1s. Those came out from 1928 to 1933. These were only issued 1933 and 1934, or 1934-35. They were only issued for 2 years. And the way you can tell them apart is right here. You can see this 13044 and this 13044 matches these here. So they put the charter number 4 times on the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, rather than just having it on the sides. So the serial number gets shifted over just a touch, and that makes room for the charter number to be printed in red as well. Now, this particular note, take a peek at the back. Looks very familiar, standard $50 bill. It's got a little bit of rust on it, as you can see. That was noted on there, so it is a 15. Pretty cool note overall. It's the only Type 2 that I have, which is part of the reason why I wanted to get one. You don't get a chance to see very many of these, so I wanted to make sure I locked one up while I could. Now, let's take a peek at the book, see what the book has to say about these. Now, the $50 bill is one of the lesser denominations printed, which is yet another reason why I wanted to get one. So you can see $50 notes, all are issued with the bust of Ulysses S. Grant. It lists the Type 1 and the Type 2, and you can see here that a VG8 Type 1 starts out at $95. This one's a Type 2, and you can see that 95 or 125. There's the difference right there between a Type 1 and a Type 2. Obviously, the Type 2s are a little bit more. When you start moving across, this one being the Type 2, you start at 125. At F12, you get to 225. VF20 is 275, mine being a 15, so that puts it somewhere between the 225 and 275 range. And you go all the way up to Gem 65, you're talking $1,500. Now, my particular one is from California. And if I look here, in very fine, the Type 2 for California says $475. So if I look at very fine here, this says $275, which means that the California note should be about $475 in very fine. So that $275 should be $475 based on the state, which is yet another reason why I wanted to buy it, because $475 for a 20, I didn't pay anywhere near that price, so I definitely wanted to jump on it. You can see down below here, like right underneath it, Colorado, the Type 2 is 400. So yeah, that is pretty interesting there. The other thing that I wanted to point out about this bill before I let you guys go is that this one says Bank of America National Trust and Savings. If you guys have ever heard of B of A, Bank of America, that's this Bank of America. This is the Bank of America that the credit card company is from. So yeah, that one is, if you're going to collect national banknotes, it's always cool to have a reason for the particular things you're doing, because there are just so many out there. So it's always a good idea to target certain things. So to have a Type 2 from the original Bank of America that issued all those credit cards, well, that was pretty cool. So yeah, did I need a perfect one? No. If I'm going to have a Type 2, at least it's from a bank that I actually know of, even though I'm here in the Midwest. All right, guys, that's what I've got for you this week. If you learned anything new, go ahead and hit that like button. If you like what you see and you want to see more, please subscribe. I love reading all your comments. I'll see you again this weekend.